Nassib, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me, Antoine.
Nassib, you've worked at a bunch of great companies, um, and almost 2 years ago, you started Places. You're the
Correct.
co-founder in Places. So, why was this the right time to start this company? Why did you get into F&B? Talk to us about how you got to starting this business.
Okay. First of all, thanks for this session for inviting me to be part of this journey. It's exciting. Um, so, Places, as you rightfully said, was founded around 2 years ago. And we were looking at this opportunity now being the right time because if you look at how search is changing, so in traditional digital days, everyone is based on keyword searches. And now we're getting more into prompting. So think of it like asking Alexa to turn down the AC, telling your Tesla, "Hey, it's too hot. Can you turn down?" Any kind of dialogue that you will be communicating with digital devices, so to say. And this is how people are. I mean, if you look at ChatGPT as well, the way that you prompt with ChatGPT, it's very conversational now. So the mindset of how search is changing is going into AI prompting. Put that aside, we're looking at the gap in the F&B market because the F&B market is a very high frequency market. It's something that is void of depressions and the likes where people are going to eat 3 times a day most likely, whether they're cooking at home or going out. But it's something that is just part of every human's life. Now, if we look at F&B today, most of the tech around F&B is downstream, meaning you've got a few apps for your payments. If you want to pay the bill in-house, if you want to scan a QR code, check out the menu, loyalty programs and the likes. There's even the delivery partners as well. But upstream, no one is really tackling the discovery element of it. So how do you even go out and find places that you want to dine at? So that mindset, along with how AI is changing search, we brought together and founded Places. So we are proudly the first in the world that has actually built a product like this that is F&B specific, tailoring AI searches that will allow you to simply type in or even voice prompt, say, I'm looking for a Spanish latte under 25 dirhams on JBR, and you will get accurate data verified results with pictures, all of the amenities, menu links. We've digitized every menu in Dubai. We're talking 12,000 restaurants, bars, and cafes with a digital menu in English and Arabic. So it's just a lot of work, a lot of heavy lift that we did for the city of Dubai. And yeah, that's where we're at now.
Nassib, I want to take a step back. I mean, this is all fascinating, and then we're going to dive into this, but how how did you guys get started? You have a background in UI UX. You've been doing it
Yeah.
for a long time. Like before it was cool, before we had these fancy software, you were designing interfaces. But who's your co-founder, and how did you guys know that this was the right partnership?
Also, a good question. I think the team is one of the most important things that you need to consider when founding any business. It's all about the people and making sure that you're all on the same wavelength, you all have the same passion for the product, and you will do whatever it takes to win. And as long as you bring those ingredients in, I'm sure there's others, but those are the key ones that I can think of now. You're equally driven. Now we have 6 co-founders in Places. We've got our CEO, our CTO, who was with me in IBM as well. So extremely capable gentleman. We've got a guy in sales. We have an Emirati who's heading our AI. We've got a senior app developer also as a co-founder, and myself who is handling the experience design of Places.
Let's see, 6 co-founders sounds like a lot. I mean, this is the first impression. Do you guys have some kind of mechanism to make sure that there's a smooth conflict resolution in place? How do you guys make sure that you all have the same direction in mind?
That's a very good question. Um, I'm not going to lie to you. It does get ugly sometimes where we're so passionate about what we're building that you put us in a boardroom and we've all got our ideas and our opinions and our experience and our expertise and everything that we bring together. And we don't always see eye to eye. Let's be real. But it's a matter of trusting each other's judgment. We try to go off, the majority rules. We play it the diplomatic way. At times we'll need to do A/B testing. At times we give things a try. We break things. I'll tell you very flat out, the current design direction of the app, I'm not a fan of. But this is something where the majority of the team believed in. So I need to check my ego at the door and be like, okay, if this is what everyone wants to do, let's give it a try. It either flies or it sinks. And from there, we always go back to the data and look, is that decision something that floated? Yes, great. Let's double down on it. If not, let's reverse out of it, try something else.
You talked about passion, everyone being passionate about the subject. Is it the subject of creating a new tech? Is it building places in particular? Is it the F&B? What kind of passion are you talking about?
We're talking about passion of building a world first. Like we have at this point outperformed Google, outperformed ChatGPT, all of these cutting edge softwares. If we look at Google, Gemini, for example, I believe it's a $40 billion unit of a $2 trillion company. And I don't know how many employees they've thrown at this thing. And I would be more than happy for you to give it a try and type into Gemini or ChatGPT and ask it for a burger and beer on JBR or any other area of Dubai and say you want the beer for less than 50 dirhams and you want the burger for less than 70 dirhams. They will hallucinate a lot of results. They will tell you go to McDonald's, for example, which, as we all know, does not serve beer in the UAE. It'll make up restaurants that don't exist. So, yes, it might be able to give you a listing, but it's only going to tell you the name of the place. If you're lucky, the Google map, and if you're even luckier, a website. But these are all external links that you're going to have to go out and fetch them yourself. What we've done, as I said previously, 12,000 restaurants, bars, cafes, beach clubs, all indexed, all verified manually by our team. So this is not data that is coming in through APIs. We actually went out and filled out spreadsheets locally of every single place, every amenity. You want to take your dog somewhere, we can not only confirm that, we'll let you know if you can accommodate the dog indoors as well as outdoors. Family-friendly places with kids' play areas, wheelchair access, valet parking, all of these things you can throw into a search and we will verify it. We have it verified. It's not we will verify it.
I mean, I'll tell you something, Nassib. I've tried the app and it works great. Like
Thank
I
you.
was shocked because this is my first time experiencing something like this. Like let's say usually I will go on Uber Eats, I will look at the different categories and that's about it. Like I
True.
never really thought about because I asked some very specific things. I said something like, "Give me something spicy in this area." That I literally just wrote what I was thinking, and it worked.
Yeah. Yeah.
So my question to you was did you iterate a lot to get to this point, or was this the plan from the get-go?
Iterate in terms of the intent of the product? No, where we knew exactly what we were going to build and we went for it. Iterate in terms of how we collected data. And if I come and tell you, I'm looking for a coffee nearby. Now, in our case, we're going to show you Spanish lattes. We're going to show you any kind of mocha. These are things that don't necessarily contain the keyword coffee in it. Or let me change the context. What anab?
Yep.
Okay. So what anab is called what anab. It's called vine leaves. It's called dolma. It's got so many other names to it. So we need to make sure if you search for any of those keywords, you're going to get the same results, which means we now need to create aliases for every food item for every area. If I tell you Jumeirah Beach Residences or JBR, they're aliases of the same location. This was stuff that we learned as we built the product that, oh, wow, okay, we need to create a structure in our data that accommodates parents and children. Meaning, if I tell you, like I can't think of an area. Let's say downtown Dubai. Business Bay is relatively under downtown Dubai, so that should kind of fit in the realm of downtown. So we need to specify area names, the smaller sub areas in it, and trickle that down. These are things that we didn't prepare for initially. We learned as the product came out, like, oh, okay, we need to restructure the data a bit to accommodate these searches. So yeah, that was the part that we iterated a lot on. Design is another thing. Design, we've done a few changes. As I said, now we've gone on a tangent of the design, which we're releasing to see if it works, how people respond to it. This is something that is a bit of a risky move, but let's see if it floats well. Then amazing. We'll double down on that. Otherwise, yeah.
Nassib, you said that there's, and the website states that there's over 12,000 restaurants and bars. That's a lot. But you
Yeah.
also said that you vet these locations. So
Yeah.
how is this sustainable? Because we know there's a lot of changes that happen in the industry. You got restaurants that close, other ones that open. Do you manually keep checking on them?
Yes, to a certain degree. We have the community that help us report places that have closed, or maybe their opening hours have changed, or maybe prices on menus have been updated. So we have a section in our app that allows people to let us know if something's inaccurate. We also have our in-house team that is constantly scouring pretty much the more frequented places to make sure that everything is up to date. We get their offers, promotions, deals, ladies' nights, quiz nights, all of these things. We go out there and try to get all of this information and bring it back to places so that it's a reliable source, obviously. Is it in real time updated? Obviously not. This is just, it's too ambitious to know exactly when a place closes down or if they add something to the menu. It's work in progress, but we'll get there.
But the community aspect makes sense. I mean, a lot of these driving apps, they will tell you, for example, there's construction here, there's this happening, and no one's actually vetting it from the app side. It's just people that say it, and others validate, something like
100%.
that. So
100%. So this is our strategy is to make it an inclusive experience for our users, and hopefully, given that we're still a new app, hopefully we plan on rewarding our users as well for their contributions and giving them certain incentives to keep giving back to the app, and they will get some incentive either in terms of cashback or whatever it is, which we've yet to discuss internally. But yeah,
Nassib, I think most people's reflex when they want to look for a place, they'll just Google it in the beginning. Right. So how do you change this culture and how do you raise awareness for your product?
this has been one of our primary challenges, which is when people are so used to using a specific technology, let's say Google in this case, as a product, um, keyword searches, they will type in whatever they need to type in. They want coffee and Dubai Hills. They're at the mercy of what's been indexed by Google search engines, um, whoever is paying to be at the top of the results. Now, us coming in and trying to level out the playing field and be like, listen, we're going to show you people that don't necessarily have a marketing budget and aren't listed on Timeout's website or any other source of, publicizing their place. It is a major challenge for us to tell users, hey, you've been looking here, but this source over here is going to give you much more data that is more accurate and more diverse and a lot more comprehensive. We haven't cracked it. This is something that we're constantly struggling, not struggling, like working to get the adoption going. It takes marketing. It takes a lot of word of mouth of satisfied users to tell their friends, "Hey, why are you using Google? Check out Places. It can do a lot more." Um, yeah, we'll get there.
And what about your relationship with the restaurants and the bars? How does that work?
So we have our sales team go out and are proving use cases that have already taken control of their dashboards, the benefit that they see from adopting Places. So it's a lot of manually going out at the beginning and knocking on doors and be like, "Hey, we have this product. You're listed here for free, and we would like to hand it over to you at no charge." That conversation generally is very well received. Obviously, you go to any business and you tell them we're going to list you on a new product for free, they're going to be like, "Sign us up." So at the beginning, it was a lot of us knocking doors. I'm happy to report that as of recent, we have now hospitality groups coming up to us that have five, six, seven restaurants. And they'll be like, "Hey, we saw what you guys have on Places. We'd love to be part of this. How can we take control? How can we work together?" So we're in that transition phase now, which is quite exciting for us.
That's awesome. I mean, there's always the push and pull effect. First, you got to push and make people try
Exactly.
it, and then they will eventually come back to you.
100%. And this is exactly why Places is free for everyone, including the restaurants. So if you want to gain traction, you need to prove value first before asking any money from anyone. Now, for us, we will never charge users, end users. It's always going to be free, but we do have a paid model for restaurants, completely optional if they want, and gives them a lot more access to certain features, smarter analytics, a lot more visibility on their brand and how they're doing in relation to the competition. Free users clearly will not have access to this, but at least they have their listing, they can change their photos, menu items, all of these things. We wish them well.
Obviously, I was going to ask. It's nice that it's free. As a user, I'm very happy. As a customer, I'm very happy. But
Yeah.
as the owner of a business, you need to make money. So you mentioned that they will get access to some analytics. You mentioned that they will have access to some more information. Can you elaborate a bit about the value
Okay.
proposition you have here for restaurants?
All right. I'll give you one of the use cases. Other than having paid users will have the ability to add videos, a lot more photographic and video content. They would be able to add more deals and discounts. Currently, we allow one for the free users. But if you happen to have a ladies' night or a Taco Tuesday and a quiz night and all these other things going on at your place, this is something you would need to upgrade for. Um, Puts the offerings aside, the insights that our data can offer back to the restaurants and bars, cafes, and the likes is, for example, you're opening up a cafe in downtown Dubai and you want to introduce caramel latte to your menu. Now, how much do you charge for this caramel latte in downtown Dubai? Do you charge 30 dirhams, 50 dirhams, 10 dirhams? Our data knows that in downtown Dubai, caramel lattes go from 19 dirhams to 65 dirhams, for example. Now, you can choose where you want to put your price point. Clearly, all of that is anonymized. We do not give further details of who's selling what for what price. We're not trying to ruin the market, but we give them that range where this is where it starts, this is where it ends. You can price where you want to price in between. We will let you know also. We have 500 users this week that searched for a cheese croissant with that caramel latte. So if you happen to do a deal at your place that couples a cheese croissant with a caramel latte, you will gain access to 500 extra users who your ranking would be right at the top because you're more in line with what they're searching for. This kind of visibility to restaurants and a lot more we can offer, but I'll leave it there. Um, that kind of visibility to restaurants and having access to those real-time insights is priceless, which currently no one today can even come close to offering.
That's really super interesting, Nassib. Um, I want to step back out from the business and talk a bit about you personally. What has been the most challenging part of being the co-founder at places? I mean, we talked a bit about having a lot of co-founders in the company, and for you personally, I mean, it's almost been 2 years. What
Yeah.
has been something that you weren't prepared for in your past experiences?
Um, Funding is a challenge. This is something that clearly, as a co-founder, it's in my best interest. Obviously, I can't just dump this on our CEO and be like, "Hey, man, you're the CEO. It's your problem. Go get money." We're all in this together.
Yeah.
So even if I'm wearing the design hat, I need to also try to pitch in a hand, make contacts, reach out to people that I know might be interested in investing. And it's those kinds of conversations which are not always easy to have. You don't want to feel like you're one of those salesmen that is just after people's money, because we're not. We want people as part of our journey to enjoy it like we do, and come in with the passion that we have. But it's always an interesting conversation to have. So funding has been a challenge. Um, the challenge of the adoption as well, because me as a designer, I want to learn from as many users as possible what the masses are doing and learn from all of that data. And so we're now in that phase of gathering that data at volume to understand what works, what doesn't. So um, yeah, it's constantly, it's always it's a learning opportunity. Also dealing with conflict, as you said, internally with the team. I wouldn't call it conflict. It's just navigating the right way to move forward with a product when everyone has their take on how things should be, and finding that ground that is solid enough where everyone's in alignment and be like, all right, we're going to go ahead with that direction. So that's been a learning experience as well.
Any plans for market expansion?
Yes, definitely. So our pilot city is Dubai. We went for the most challenging city first. This is a city that has, I think it's over 200 nationalities, and which gives you access to so many cuisine types and way things are spelt. And it's not like, let's say, the US or Australia or Canada or everything where you could just rely on one or two languages. You're catering for the masses here. So once we nail Dubai, hopefully, our plan is to either go towards Abu Dhabi or Doha. Then we've got KSA on the roadmap, being Riyadh and Jeddah. We've got Kuwait. We've got Muscat in Oman. And we'll see where it takes us after that. Ideally, there is discussion of going straight east towards Sydney or Singapore, and we'll deal with the GCC maybe in parallel. So there's a lot of directions we can pull this next. Now, I guess it depends on the CEO, the funding that we get, the next steps, and you know where it goes from there.
Nassib, thank you so much for taking the time. I really
Thank
enjoyed
you.
this conversation.
I did as well. Thank you for having me, and hope to hear good things about you too, man.
Awesome.